They say the bells of Sainte rang only once that year. The village of tucked in the folds of eastern France near the Black Forest was not a place of miracles, was a place of mud and stone, superstition and silence. No food, no light, only prayer, only breath. The abbess claimed it was not punishment, but purity. That through denial, their souls would shine brighter than any saints. That if they endured, they would never be hungry again. But in the spring of 1642, the abbess of Sainte-Léonie made a proclamation that split the village in two, that God had chosen 11 children, all between the ages of 6 and 10, to undergo the sacred fast. They were to be locked inside the chapel for 40 days. The parents, some trembling, some zealous, agreed. Some say coin changed hands, some say threats did. But on the morning of the equinox, the iron doors of the chapel were closed and barred, and 11 names were read aloud into the wind. The villagers were told to rejoice. The fast had begun. For the first few days, the bells rang daily at sunset. But when the hinges finally groaned open, they expected rot, expected bones. Instead, they found stillness, a signal that prayers were being said, that the children still lived. On the 7th day, no bell rang. The abbess claimed it was part of the ritual. "They are deep in sanctification," she whispered. "Closer now to heaven than to flesh. Not a breath, not a blink." By the 14th day, the villagers stopped asking questions. They had not drank. They had not moved. By the 40th, the chapel had fallen silent. It was the mayor's wife who demanded the doors be opened. Mothers wept. One of the children opened her eyes. Fathers shouted their names, again and again, in a tongue no one recognized, whispering in unison. Their faces were serene, their hands folded. Not a single hair out of place, and most terribly not a single sign of aging. Her niece Colette had been one of the 11. A girl with eyes like green glass and a voice too soft for wind. She stormed into the convent at dawn, pale with fear and fury, and demanded the keys. The abbess refused. So the villagers broke the doors. It took 5 men and 3 hours to crack the iron. No bodies, no blood, no cries. Only the 11 children kneeling in a perfect circle, eyes closed, lips moving, not a bruise. They had not eaten, but they had not died. The villagers rushed to them. But the children did not wake. The only sound was their whispering one word. Then, as the sun broke through the stained glass above the altar and smiled,